Good day, guys. My name is Ahmad Alameleko. So in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you guys through how to create a form application using React.js, and we are going to authenticate the form in such a way that the form will be working fine. When the user try to send an email to the form, we should be able to see the email. Yes. So I'll start by creating a component, a folder rather, inside our SRC, and the name of the folder will be contact. And inside this our contact, I'm going to create a file. The file name will be contact contact.jsx. Then I'm going to create another file again, and the name will be contact.odoo.scss. So now inside our contact.gss, I'm going to create a simple React snippet, REACE, that's React arrow functional component. And as you can see, so inside this let me just create an h1 tag. So I'm going to write contact me. So in order for us to display, let me just go to our browser. Can you see that there's nothing showing in our browser here? So that shows that I will not render my contact inside my app.js. So I need to go to my app.js. Then I will need to do to render my my contact. So contact, as you can see. That's already imported. So I already import our contact now in our app. So let's try to check our browser. As you can see, contact me. Okay. So now I'll start the process. So instead of saying div, I'm going to create a section, and this my section will have a class name. Now the file that I'm using in React, an SCSS, that's SAS. I'm going to see styles.container. So I think I need to import my style. Import styles from /contact.scss. So that's who are contacts me. So I'm going to create a div, and these are div will have a class name. So we'll have a class name of styles dot description. And inside our description, I'm going to have an h3 tag. I can say get in touch. So now that I've created all this, I'm going to create another div, but this time it won't be a div, to be a form. So in form, we'll just get rid of this action, running the action. And inside our form, I'm going to create a div with the class of form row. Div with the class name of what? Styles dot form row. I'm going to say form row. Okay. So inside these form row, I'm going to create an input. So the input will be type of text, yes, and the input will have a placeholder. A placeholder of your name. Then it will have a name. This particular is very, very important. So I will say user underscore name. Then to have an ID of what? An ID of name. An ID of name. So let me give it a class name. A class name of what? Styles dot module. Yes. Oh, sorry, styles dot form inputs. Styles dot form inputs. So I'm going to duplicate this. 2, 3. And this will be, instead of your name, it will be your email. So this will be user underscore email. Then the IG of email. So the ID of email. Okay, so this particular place will be, let me see, message. You see what user, let me just say name of what a message, and the ID will be message. The ID will be message. So these are the three forms. So under this, I'm going to create a button, a submit button. Submit. So send message. So now let's try to check what we've do so far. Whoops, we have a lot of errors. And what's the errors? So now the reason why we're having this error is actually because I'm using I'm using a SaaS in which I've not installed the SaaS. So in that case, I won't bother to use SaaS. I'll just use the direct CSS. So I'll just come here and rename this to, I don't want to install anything again. Instead of saying mode.sc, I'll just say contact.css. So let me just use CSS instead of using SaaS. So let me just come back to, let me get rid of this. Dot slash. Absolutely not contact the CSS. Contact dot CSS. Okay. So instead of using style.container, I'll just get rid of this. Now say class name of what? The class name of container. This should just be description alone. In order for you to use SaaS, you need to install the module. Yes, you need to install the module. So that I don't want to go through installation process again. So that we can just do this within a short period of time, then we're done with the tutorial. Oops, we have a lot of sorry. Just hold on to your hearts. So select everything together and get rid of everything. Okay. So name it form below. Okay. Now that we're done with that, so let me check again. But by now it should be fine. Oh, sorry, I think I still have another one. That's the class name. We have an arrow here. Okay, I think we are done with the errors. So let me check. Rule is not defined. line 18 content.gss. Line 18. Okay, sorry. You see, we have a lot of errors from. So let's go back again. Styles is not defined. Where again? Where do we have styles again? Okay. I will just import. No import styles again. So I'm just importing alone. I think should be good to go. Okay. So these are our form. As you can see, these are our form. So we need to style our form. So let's go to our style.css. So style.css, and inside our container we need to style our container first. So inside our container, I want to style our container. So let me just do this way. Let me just try to bring this here so that we can be seeing what we're doing. What container? I will get rid of the errors now. So dot container. So inside our container, I'm going to say so that we see what we're styling. So inside that, I'm going to say display should be flex. Now flex direction should be what? Should be column. Padding, let's use the padding of top picture. Then a background color. Let me give the background of RGB 168 193 152 rather 153 153. Okay, so I'm not giving up the page the full background color. So I'm just going to give this particular section this background color. So now that we've designed the container, now our h1 tag, let me give it a font family of sans serif. No problem. Sans serif. Then the color, let me give it a color of hash 333. Then the font size of 25 pixel. Then the margin button of 20 pixel. Then also I'll align the text align center. Okay, so now our description. So I'm going to give it a font size of 50 pixel. The margin left of 15. Oh, I think this 50 pixel is too much. So let me just reduce it to let me say to 20. Okay. 20. Then the text align start. Text align starts. So now our H3, as you can see, we have an H3 tag here. H3 get in touch. So our H35. So our H3, let me say margin left of 15 pixel. Then the font size of 22. And 22. The font weight, let's give it a font weight of bold. Font weight of bold. Then the margin button of 15 pixel. So, and then text align, center. Text align center. Okay, now that we've styled our description and our H3 tag, so let's style our form. Let's style the form. So we know already we have, okay, let me give this form a class name. A class name. Form, let me say contact form. Contact form. Contact form. So dot contact form. So I'm going to say a width. Let's use a width of what, of 100 units. 100 units. The margin top of 25 pixel. 25 pixel. Okay. So now our form inputs, if you look at it, we have deal with the class name of form row. So our form row, let's give it a class, a style, a width of 90%, then a padding, let's give it a padding of 12 pixel and 18 pixel, 12 pixel top and right, then 18 pixel left and bottom and left. So as you can see, the form is making sense gradually. Then I'll give it the border radius. The border radius of 4 pixel. There will be a little curve, as you can see. So now to get rid of the border none. Okay, so now to give it a margin. 10 pixel, then 20 pixel. So as you can see, let me decrease this our what's it called, our width to be 80%. Okay, they're still okay. Still okay like this. Okay, so now the last but not the least, the font size of 15 pixel. Okay, we are almost done. Now this particular message, though we did a mistake. Instead of saying message, we need to give it a text area. Not a message this time around, but a text area. So instead of input to be a text area. So okay, so let's go back our CSS. Now let's start with text area. Text area. So text area we have the height, so the height of we have an height of 1250 pixel. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, the form is gradually making sense. So lastly, we need to style our button. Our button here. So button. Our button. So let's give it a padding. Padding of 12 pixel and 18 pixel. So let's give it a width of 200 pixel. Of 200 pixel. Okay, then let's give it a background color. A background color. A background color of ash. 1F 93FF. Then we'll give it a color of white. So let's see what we're styling. As you can see, let's give it a color of what? A color of white. Color of white. Okay, so let's increase the font size. I want the font size to be 15 pixel. Okay, then the cursor should be pointer. The cursor should be pointer. The cursor should be pointer. So let's give it a margin left. Margin left of 130 pixel. So then let's give it a border none. Border none. I think we're almost done with the styling. So let's give it a border radius. A border radius of 5 pixel. Or 5 pixel. Okay, so we're done with the styling. We are done with the styling. So the only thing left now is the functionality. So now that we are done with the CSS, let me just close the folder, the file. My app, let me just close this particular. So I'm only left with my contacts.gss. So now we need to add the functionality. Now, in order for us to add the functionality, so I'll come to my form here. This particular place. I'm going to create a what? On submit. On what? Say on submit. So on submit now. So I'm going to say undo what? Undo submit. Undo submit. So undo submit is not defined. No problem. We'll define it. No problem. So let's define the undo submit. Const. Use an arrow function. Const. Undo submit. Sorry. Typo error. Okay. Yeah. So we've already created the undo submit, the function. Now, in this situation now, if you look at our form, I can just type anything. Yeah. So I need to make this form required in such a way that if the user did not type anything, the user is going nowhere. Yes. So how do I do that? Let me just come to my form. What's happening now? So let me just come to my form here, to this particular input. This input. So all the inputs will be required. Let me just, so required. That shows that the user must input something. So as you can see now, if I did not enter anything, so if I try to submit now, tell me, can you see, please fill out this field. Okay, so let me just close this, Control B. Okay, now I need to import my React use state. I'll be importing my React use state. So let me just say use state. Use state is an inbuilt React function. It's like a hook. It's a hook. Oh, sorry. It's a React hook. So use state. So I'll come here, then I'll say const. I'm trying to create a React hook. Const is email valid. Is email valid? Then comma set is email valid equals use state. Use state. What am I doing? Use state to be what? To be true. We set it to be true. So now we need to give our email the kind of pattern we want, like the email pattern we want, in such a way that if at all the user inputs an incorrect email, there should be some kind of errors. Maybe the email you entered is incorrect, or please try to enter the correct pattern of email. So how are we going to do this? But before we do that, inside is our handle submit. We need to create an event here that will prevent what? Prevents defaults. So I will say e dot prevent default, e dot prevent default, to avoid the unnecessary loading of the form. E dot prevents default. So I'm going to create, I'll say const email sample, like sample of our email, equals slash this, open your curly braces. So I'll say a small a to z, then capital A to z, then 0 to 9 dot slash, underscore, dot underscore, percentage, plus, then minus. So outside the brackets, plus, at, open brackets, a to z, small a to z, then capital A to z, 0 to 9, then dot minus. So outside this, plus, backslash, then dots, open our bracket again, small a to z, then capital A to z. So outside this, open curly braces, 2 comma, then our dollar sign, then backslash. So this is the pattern of how we want our email to look like. So if at all and a user enters something that is out of all this, the form will not accept. That shows that either of this must be part of the email. So I will now say that return email sample dot text, then email. So just try to pass the params here. So we need to create a const valid email, so inside there we are going to pass parameter email. So I'm going to just grab everything here, let me const, then paste it here. So we're done with that. Now inside this my form, I need to import use ref, because this is where we are going. Use ref. It's also a React hook. Now inside this my form, now I'm going to say form so I'm going to say ref equals form. So let me come here and define the form. Let's see, const form now equals use ref. Let me call it use ref. Now, so form is not defined. So let me just try to remove our page. Let's see. So now the next thing we need to do now is to import our email.js. If you look at my email/browser, browser, if you look at my package.json, I already installed all the necessary dependencies. Like as you can see, we have my email.js/browser here, and I also have React Toastify. So if you want to install this, just go to your terminal. Okay, let me just use what is it called? This particular terminal here. New terminal. So if you want to install the React Toastify and the email.js/browser, so you go to your terminal, then you type. So what's going on now with our terminal? Come on. So just say npm I or installed React Toastify, then at email.js/browser. So you hit enter, but I'm not going to hit enter because I've already installed the dependency already. So let me just get rid of the terminal. Now let's go to the official page of what's it called, email.js. So email.js React. Okay, So we need to set up our email.js. But now that I've installed my email.js to my browser, I need to import my email.js. So I need to import. Let me just copy this. Control C. Then back to our contacts. So let me close this tab. And let me paste. Import email.js from email/browser. Then one more thing that I need to import. I need to import my React Toastify. I need to import that too. So I'm going to say import toast and toast container from React Toastify. You can see from React Toastify. Then I need to import the CSS also. Import React Toastify /dist React Toastify. Where is it? React Toastify .css. Where is it? I'm actually going for the CSS. So let me just React dist /React Toastify .css. Okay, now that I've imported the CSS for the React Toastify, now to make use of this toast, and though we are still coming there, let's just take it one step at a time, like a gradual step. So now, if you look at this, instead of me trying to write all this, let me just copy this from here. I will just copy everything here. I'll say Control C. Actually from here. Control C. So let me come here. Let me just come somewhere around here and paste it. Post send email. So I already defined my submit undo submit. So instead of me using all this, I can just get rid of this. I don't need all this again because I've already. So instead of doing that, I will just grab this alone. Grab this, and where's my undo submit? Yes, this is my undo submit. Let me just come down here, then paste it here. This is where I need it, so I don't need it there. So let me just delete this. Okay, so we are almost done with our email. So as you can see, we have some items here: your service ID, your template ID, then your public key. So we need to get this from our email.js. So let's go to the page again. So we need to sign in. If you already have an account, you can sign up with them. In this way, I'm going to sign in. So this is mine. So let me just sign in. I've already created them before. In order for you to use this, mm, I don't want to delete this, but let me just say okay, add new service, add new service. So you click on Gmail. So when you click on this Gmail, these are service ID. So you can just copy this. You can just copy this. Control C. After copy this, so you come here. So you replace this your service ID with that particular key. That's our service ID. Now your template ID. So after that, you just click on create service. Please connect your account. Connect account. So you want to connect account. So let me just choose my email. Exactly on the network. So all the same. So continue. After that, then you click on create service. After clicking on create service, as you can see now, we have another service here now. So let me just click on click on edit. What am I doing, sir? So in order to use this, now we need to come to this email template. So let's click on the email template. This is the default template, the one I've already created before. So let's click on create new template. As you can see now, we have this particular template here, this template. So this is where we need to do all the necessary editing. So let's come to personal settings here. You see personal settings. Let me click on okay. Yeah, these are public key. So let me just copy this. Control C. Control C. Let's go to our public key here. So let's replace this. Control V. So we need the template ID. So now the template ID. So let's come to our settings here. As you can see, this is our template ID. So let me just copy the template ID. Control C, copy. So your template ID here. So let's replace this. Okay, we are almost done with this our form. This is our form. So now after this now, so we need to come here. Then we are going to say const email equals e.target dot user underscore email. We are targeting our email this time around. Dot what? Dot value. Now, after saying this, we now try to create a conditional statement, an if statement, in such a way that if the user enters an incorrect pattern of email, then there should be an error. So I'll come here and say if open bracket valid. If it's not valid email, if it's not a valid email, if it's not a valid email, so what should happen? I'm going to say toast dot error, and what error should our toast display? The toast should display please please enter a valid email address. A valid email address. A valid email address. Else, that is, if the user enters a correct, then I want you to carry out this particular line of code. Run this particular code. I want you to run this particular code. So I want you to run this particular code. Okay, we are almost done. So I want the word after, if this is not the email pattern that we requested for, I want the toast to go to throw an error. Please enter a valid email address. Now, but if the user enters a correct email pattern, the email address, now try to do what? Just carry out this particular, run this particular code. Run this code. So instead of mixing console.log result this, I will say I'm going to say, let me just get rid of this console dot. I'm going to say toast dot success. Toast dot success. And what the success message should be? Message sent successfully. We are going to test this after I design everything. Message sent successfully. Instead of using console, I don't want to display this in our console, so I want toast to handle everything. I will say toast dot error. So it should be now be error dot text. Text. So now after this, when you submit a form, instead of you having the form, the username, the email address, the message displayed on your form field, there is need for you to reset everything. So I'll come here and say e.target.reset, so that this line of code will help us to do to reset the the form. So I think we are almost done. Let me check if there's any error. Okay, we're still on the line. There is no error. So let's go back to our code and finish everything once and for all. So after this, at the end of our form here, I want my toast container to do or to show up. Toast container, yeah. To do or to show that toast container, we want to display the whatever message, either message sent successfully or message error. So the toast container, we want to display it. So we need to do some couple of things we need to set up our default template. So for everybody, so now this particular message, new message from, should be user.name. That is the person sending the message. User.name. These are default email address. This is the email that will get the message. So, and inside here, this is the message. So I can even say, I can just try to edit this, edit content, edit, design editor. So now I'll just say sender email, sender email, sender email will be our user, user underscore email. So let me save, apply changes. So I think you got a message from user. Okay, let me edit this once again. So the user, so the from underscore, so the user underscore name. Remember, okay, I'm going to show you. Remember, in our form here, we define some one or two things here inside our form. User underscore email, user underscore name. So now let's try to run our code and see if everything is working fine or not. But before we do that, so let's try to come here. So I will now say set is email valid. We set it here to what? To false. To false. So I think we are done with the. So let's just try it out. Let's try if it's working or not. So if I thought it's not working, then we'll try to figure out where the problem is. So let me just go to let me open my email address, my Gmail rather. So name, let's say my email address, now let's say it's olatekdari at gmail.com. The message, hi Olatek, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? How are you doing today? So can you see now? It said the template ID is invalid. To find this ID, visit. This is a toast container. Okay, this is a toast container. Said the valid email, I mean the template ID is invalid. So let's go back to this. The reason why it says the template ID is invalid is actually because we did not save it. So let me just save. As you can see now, the template has been added successfully. So let's go back again and try to run it again. Ahmad Olamilekan, address olatekdari at gmail.com. Hi Hamad, hi Olatek. Hi Olatek. How are you doing today? So message sent successfully. Now let's try to email. So can you see now? The email just pops in now. So let's check. Can you see now? Hello, you got a message from Ahmad Olamide. Hi Olatek, how are you doing today? That shows that the template is now working, and our what's it called? Our email, our form is what is working fine. It's working fine. Okay, it's working fine. It's working fine. Alright guys, that will be all for today. Thank you guys.